Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and game 1 in a series, and I don't know what else to say about this than to go through the names and then for you guys to get excited. We have Ted spawning as the yellow undead player here at the 8 o'clock position. Meanwhile, we have Fly playing under the name BMM as the purple orc. Meanwhile, we have Yumiko spawning as the gray human and also Th000 spawning as the red human. Because of the way the colors are, I can actually use ally color off. It is going to be human versus. So it's going to be human versus orc and undead. And yes, all of these names, very, very strong WarCraft 3 players in their own right. And both of these teams playing in a 2v2. Ted, Fly, Yumiko, and Th000. Wow. All right. I should probably take a vote somewhere, so I'll do a vote here. Someone say Th000, and then thumbs up if you want me to say Th000 for Th000, or if you want me to say Tho, use the word Tho and then thumbs up, and whoever has the most thumbs up after, say, a week, I will try and continue to use that particular name as, I guess this is a tribute to the election period. Now, it is going to be an Archmage, and what is this going to be? It is going to be an Archmage and a Mountain King, surprisingly, coming in from Yumiko, and I really like this combination, as the human tri-hero combination is going to be very strong early on. I would not be surprised if Yumiko follows this up with a Blood Mage, and then allows Th000 to go for an Archmage Mountain King, as well as that 1-2 combination of Archmage, Blood Mage, Mountain King. A very, very strong combination, as these two heroes are waiting for some militia, and we will be having a very, very fast expansion now being established. Here we go. Double Water Elementals already come into play, and now one Water Elemental just trying to beat at it and taking a beating as well. Claws of Attack +9 has been laid down. Meanwhile, you can see that the Death Knight and the Blade... Oh, Farseer now coming out from BMM. So Fly coming out with the Farseer instead as double Rods and Necromancy. How is that even possible? Did he actually build 2 vaults? What? Rod and Necromancy. Did he build 2 vaults? I see one here, and unless he unsummoned one, I'm not exactly sure how he was actually able to purchase 2, and now gave a Rod and Necromancy to Fly. So this is going to be a beautiful 1-2 combination, as now the attacks will be coming into play. Mountain King coming in to attack. There's a Stormbolt. Militia now trying to come in and try to push back and pressure back once more. Water Elementals are down. Mountain King does not have that much experience. Archmage is at level 2, so the Archmage was able to get to level 2, so the Mountain King does have Brilliance Aura, allowing that Mountain King to be able to perhaps get off some more Stormbolts. Alright, what will be happening next? There is a Death Coil. Down goes another Peasant. A lot of Peasants taking damage. They will get taken down. Th000 opting to cancel his Scout Tower, as now more militia now coming in. It looks as though the militia are going to be able to push back. Mountain King may be able to get off another Stormbolt here. No, decides not to, as the Death Knight's still wandering around. There's another Death Coil, and it looks as though Ted will be backing off. Meanwhile, let's see what Fly is going to be doing next. Fly is just trying to go after all of these units here. You see the Rod and Necromancies are going to be on cooldown in just a moment. Plenty of skeletons to work with if you really want to. And both sides are still fighting it out. It looks like the Farseer was able to summon some Spirit Wolves inside the line here, and now perhaps get off some nice attacks. One Spirit Wolf low on hit points will be able to back out. It looks like a second one will be able to back out as well, as they are continuing to fight skeletal minions coming in from the Rod and Necromancy from that Farseer, as another set of Spirit Wolves do go down. Coming back over here, it looks as though the Death Knight is back, continuing to fight. More skeletal minions to deal with. The Arcane Tower is not yet up. That would just put all of this harassment pretty much in its place already, as Th000 now tries to set up his Town Hall. Town Hall looking to be completed in just a moment. Grunt now in the battle here, as the Peasants have pretty much surrounded this, and now a new Footman comes in. So the Footmen have completely surrounded here, but what is this? The Farseer now coming back in as well. Could get off some more damage. Arcane Tower, more Spirit Wolves, bolts now coming down, and we really need to see that Archmage come back in. Arcane Tower getting canceled once more at just the right moment. Mountain King now sitting at level 2, And what will this fight have in store for us? Death Knight sitting at level 1. Farseer, Stormbolt, Militia, Scroll of Town Portal will most likely have to be used. If Fly wants to get out of here, he does not want to get out, sacrificing the Farseer, knowing that pretty much the experience is being split between two heroes, and it's faster to resurrect and try to heal up. All right, Footman now continuing to engage. It looks as though, yes, we are going to have a Scroll of Town Portal. Ted does have a little bit more vested in this attack with a couple of units there, opting to Scroll of Town Portal out as opposed to letting everything die. Fly going to be losing this one particular grunt here. Mountain King sitting at level 2. Yumiko still sitting at Town Hall. No big surprise. Meanwhile, Samdan is teching up to tier 2. And we also see Ted already almost at tier 2. Meanwhile, Stronghold has been completed, indicating a Spirit Lodge and a Spirit Lodge coming out. So double Spirit Lodge, no Bestiary at all. Alright, so how's that for our first 6 minutes in a WarCraft 3 game 2v2 action? Both sides going at it and doing a good job just shutting down the other team. So the expansion is up now. A lot was invested in that expansion, and that expansion needs to stay up if anything is to really happen. Now the Spirit Lodges, one in the back, one in the front. It looks like that front Spirit Lodge may end up getting cancelled as we now see the Archmage coming in. All right, Archmage with a Water Elemental. Are we going to see a cancellation? We should be seeing a cancellation there. No cancellation, or perhaps a sudden cancellation there. All of a sudden, as the Orc Burrows now getting repaired tremendously, but there are no peons inside. A second Spirit Lodge may end up getting canceled as well, and this is going to be very, very hard hit there. Defend now completed, and is the Spirit Lodge going to be completed? Yes, in time to be destroyed, as now both sides are continuing to fight back up. All right, it really feels like Yumiko and Samdan have all of the momentum, but double heroes now coming in. And what is going to be happening here? A shockwave hitting across multiple units. Is it going to be enough as the Tauren Chieftain tries to fight back more and more of these footmen? All right, Tauren Chieftain low on mana. Dark Ranger is out from Ted, and Ted looking to perhaps get some skeletal minions in this battle. Mountain King now being forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal. Footmen getting taken down, and it looks as though the footmen of Samdan are in a bit of trouble. All right, they are on the run. They are on the fend. There's a Death Coil. Farseer may be able to get off even more kills here. Death Knight is sitting at level 3. That Unholy Aura does help out a lot as the Scroll of Town Portal leaving Archmage. There we go. All right, both sides now regrouping. And as we see what the Mountain King, that wasn't a Mountain King, that was the Rock Golem getting off a boulder to the head on that Farseer. Tauren Chieftain, if he does get Endurance Aura alongside the Death Knight's Unholy Aura, that will be a very, very fast, very mobile army. You can also see a Scroll of the Beast was left behind. Nothing being left behind here in order to be able to hire up some Troll Shadow Priest. That's much more of a human strategy, and we will be seeing perhaps Obsidian statues coming out in just a moment. Dark Ranger leading the way, getting off some shots there, and now perhaps going to be able to stop some of that healing as the footmen are trying to run for their dear lives. And you can see how fast these Crypt Fiends are on the move. Both sides continuing to fight here. What is going to be happening as we now see an engagement over here at the natural expansion in between the bases. All right, first order of business, take down the Arcane Vault and make sure that they are not able to shop anything they want. And there you go. Arcane Vault has been taken down now. It looks as though Priest are coming out. Arcane Tower doing a great job destroying all of these summoned minions here. As we can pretty much see that, the Dark Ranger not going to be able to do anything. Poor Priest walking straight through, giving level 4 to a Death Knight. That is exactly what you don't want to be doing now, as Samdan has to be very, very careful. Footmen are in the back over here alongside Rifleman. Mountain King now trying to engage. There is a Thunderclap there, and we still see some heavy engagement. We do have Roar now being used by Fly on that Tauren Chieftain, and a couple of these grunts as well. Crypt Fiends also benefiting from that Roar, as here we go. We could be having an engagement. No slow, though, so no real way of shutting down any of those retreating units. Samdan really taking a lot of pressure over here at his natural. Yumiko is pretty much stuck back here, unable to really engage right now. And now Fly and Ted definitely have the advantage this time around. Both sides are continuing to fight. Now here we go. Farseer taking a bolt to the back, and he will be taking a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, Death Coil is not going to work on him to try to get healed back up as the Tauren Chieftain now makes its way over. Crypt Fiends battling up against Riflemen. Both sides fighting in. Footmen now trying to get within range. Dark Ranger is now slowed. Footmen do have Defend, Holy Light, and both sides are just still keeping their armies up. Mountain King sitting at level 3. Holy Light on another Footman, and Militia now coming in. Th000 choosing this opportune time, or this time, to decide and engage here. And what a perfect engagement. So many units, and that one call to arms causing so many problems as the units are now trying to run away. They will be able to do exactly that as the speed scroll does start to fade. All right, Death Knight now off to the north. You can see the Obsidian statue is regenerating some hit points as well. Some of the benefits of that Death Knight Unholy Aura does regenerate mechanical units still, as the Death Knight and Dark Ranger will be getting the heck out of dodge, knowing that that is not a good engagement. All right, one burrowed Crypt Fiend from Ted. Still sitting off over here. Meanwhile, Farseer sitting at level 2. Tauren Chieftain gonna be sitting at level 2 in just a moment, but we could have a Creepjack, and yes, we are. The Tauren Chieftain now trying to get away, and this is looking oh so bad, as the Tauren Chieftain perhaps should just turn around and try to get to level 2 very, very quickly. All right, Mountain King now going to benefit from a semi-vacant orange creep camp, and now focusing down all of these units one at a time. All right, Farseer now going after Forest Troll Warlords instead. Well, items will be left behind. Tauren Chieftain does get to level 2. Ted is sitting at level 4 on that Death Knight with level 2 Unholy Aura. Very, very fast moving units, I gotta believe now, as yeah, the movement speed is very fast on that Death Knight. Even that Tauren Chieftain is benefiting from a very fast movement speed. Archmage, Paladin, Rifleman, Sorceress, Spellbreaker still wandering around as we now see pressure inside Yumiko's main base. All right, towers also coming up as well. Scout towers have been completed. One guard tower is up as what we see a bunch of Spirit Wolves making their way in. The Squirrel Town portal teleporting off over into here, both sides, and there is no no siege units down so that they can take down some of these units here. Okay, it looks like the Obsidian statue now trying to back away. Tauren Chieftain not going to be able to get off very much damage. Are we going to see a shockwave perhaps is the question, as the Tauren Chieftain taking up a lot of damage from those Spellbreakers. Both sides still fighting. There is that shockwave, as I mentioned moments ago, and both sides, a thunderclap coming in from that Mountain King. Death Coil, silence on the Paladin. Paladin running for his life and is able to barely escape there, and now trying to heal back up. Holy Light will most likely be cast sometime soon. Where will it go? Level 3 now on the Paladin. Divine Shield, level 2 Holy Light. And this battle is absolutely perfect for Th000 and Yumiko, as they have Riflemen with Spellbreakers up in the front for tanking. Without any true tanking units such as Abominations, those Spellbreakers are very, very difficult to take down, as you now see that the Mountain King is just constantly getting surrounded. All right, in comes some Scout Towers. Divine Shield has been cast, and it looks as though the Scout Tower does have Arcane Sentry, meaning that those Scout Towers are also Sentry Wards, revealing sight. Nicely done there, and we'll see what will be happening next. All right, we will have a reveal possibly from there as well, as Th000 is still wandering around. All right, Tauren Chieftain, Dark Ranger, Death Knight now running over here to the bottom left-hand side of the map. One Footman will quickly get destroyed. Ted sitting at level 2 on his Dark Ranger, level 4 on the Death Knight. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 2 with True Shot Aura. Perhaps should be given to the Dark Ranger. Perhaps she'll remember some of her Night Elf ways. And as the fight does continue, all right, Troll Trapper will go down here, and we'll be actually seeing expansion. It looks as though it will most likely be level 2 Shockwave, as we now see a large army of Spellbreakers, and without Abominations, this is going to be very difficult to stop. You either need Tauren Chieftains or Grunts, very, very strong Grunts at that, to take on the number of Spellbreakers that we're seeing. Ted still on the move. Meanwhile, Fly creeping out this bottom 6 o'clock expansion location. Farseer may get to level 3 after this Rock Golem goes down, but the Tauren Chieftain may also take a little bit too much experience than he would like, meaning that the Farseer will be still a bit behind here. Ring of Regeneration coupled with Rune Bracers on a Tauren Chieftain means that he is going to be very difficult to take down. He already has a lot of hit points, reduced damage from magic attacks. Add in the fact that he's regenerating 2 hit points a second, I believe, and at 2 hit points a second, he can pretty much join in a fight and then back away and join in again. All right, Sorceress and Priest are now grouping together. Riflemen now coming in. They do have Bloodlust. We see a lesser Dark Minion scout out here as we are going to see a bit of an attack. Archmage now coming in. Mountain King does get off a storm. No, yes, Stormbolt on the Death Knight. Death Knight now needs to run away if you can be careful. And a Priest quickly gets focused down here. Very dangerous proposition as Ted unable to death coil his own Crypt Fiend to save it. There you go. Finally gets off a death coil, but I still believe the Crypt Fiend will get taken down as the fight does continue. Mountain King sitting at level 4, and we see a Scroll of Town portal coming in. The Riflemen decide to back away. Where are those units going to be landing? Straight up in the middle. Spirit Wolves looking to come out, and because of the slow towers from the main Black Citadel, the Black Citadel is going to cause a bit of problems. All right, here we go. Both sides continuing to fight. Archmage, Paladin, Mountain King. I believe it is still a solo. Nope, it could possibly not be a solo, but it is going to be a Blood Mage. So the Blood Mage will be enacting that mana battery strategy, and all of this with only one Mountain King.
A player's forces are under attack.
Here we have it. All right, Flying Machines now starting to join in on the fight for Samdan. What is Samdan going to be doing with those Flying Machines? Guard towers are off over here as well. Dark Ranger taking a beating, but with that hero armor should be able to mitigate and reduce the damage from those piercing guard towers, and still continuing the tank. Not going to have to really worry as that Death Knight is nearby with a Death Coil as well. In comes the Spellbreakers, Flying Machines, Water Elemental now sneaking its way in as well. We don't see that many creep camps left on the map, which may be very important. Fly looking to creep out the Rock Golem creep camp here at the 9 o'clock position. Looks like it will get taken down. Talisman of Evasion being added as well, as Scourge Bone Chimes are being left behind. Wow, what a difficult decision. All right, Farseer now needs to pick that up. And who is going to come out on top? Here we go. Grunts now going to be able to regenerate a lot. And also Farseer coming in as well. Both sides fighting it up. Chain Lightning Shockwave could be coming in. The Destroyers are here. The Destroyers are now just devouring much of that magic. And the Flying Machines are being forced to back away. Flying Machines most likely with those flak cannons. But as those Destroyers are showing so well, if you don't focus down on them, that's going to be a problem. Mountain King now going to go in with a Thunderclap, trying to slow down more units. We could see another one there. Yes, there you go. And units are still giving in on the chase. Ted now alongside Fly coming in, looking to deal some damage, and the Death Knight does go down. Death Knight sitting at level 5. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 4. Farseer sitting at level 3. Paladins sitting at level 3, I believe. No, level 4 now. Mountain King sitting at level 5. So, yes, double the normal number of heroes. Meaning we have some very interesting combinations in terms of just hero combinations and how they're going to work out. That Blood Mage Paladin strategy is working out fairly well, as the Blood Mage can pretty much siphon mana and deposit it anywhere it would like to. Farseer now engaging. It looks like the Arcane Vault will get taken down here in just a second. There is a Stormbolt. Grunt now down to 119 hit points, and that Mountain King being forced to retreat once more. Farseer still backing away. There is a one Grunt. Was that the low hit point Grunt? That possibly could be, as we are now running into these Arcane Sanctums. Arcane Sanctums may be falling, but there are still plenty of Flying Machines here. And if those Flying Machines catch those Destroyers, the Destroyers will pretty much have nothing to really counteract what is on the ground so far. All right. let's take a look at the bases. So far, Yumiko still looking in pretty good shape. Samdan running off of 3 workshops in very good shape. Double arcane sanctums here by Samdan. And now the main gold mines are nearly mining out. We are almost at the 20-minute mark, and about the 25-minute mark, or 20, I believe it's the 25 to 27-minute mark, the gold mines do eventually mine out as the grunts are now going to town. Tauren Chieftain still sitting at level 4. Death Knight still sitting at level 4, or level 5, excuse me. Where is that Dark Ranger? Dark Ranger sitting at level 3, and they are going to be regrouping for that next attack. Alright, coming back over here, it looks as though the water elemental will be the sacrificial bucket of water to splash on all of the rock golems here at the 3 o'clock position. These should get taken down pretty quickly with little to no effort. As we are fairly far in this game. So, both sides, are we going to perhaps see one team catch another team completely by surprise? In comes Purple. Purple coming in, Fly now looking to perhaps place down a little bit of pressure. Meanwhile, it looks as though Samdan and Yumiko are looking to do it in a little bit of a flank themselves. Units are backing away, and here they go. They're going to be ignoring the main bases and once again going for the natural, as Fly is establishing a natural of his own. Alright, a squadron of flying machines now moving out, rolling through the skies. Very ominous there. Meanwhile, Ted is looking to finish off a scout tower here at the 9 o'clock position on both sides.
The town is under siege.
On both sides with very, very respectable armies. Alright, Blood Mage now looking to come in. Who's going to come out on top? Here's the engagement. Flying machines, and web across some of those flying machines is going to shut them down. And now the flying machines are going to be coming in from the side. Is it going to be enough to destroy those destroyers? That is the key question. As the flying machines are just absolutely tearing through many of these destroyers, but the ground forces of Ted, especially with that web, really swinging things around, making it for those Crypt Fiends, making it for those flying units very difficult to engage.
A player's forces are under attack.
Alright, here we go once more. Obsidian statue now looking to come in. Where is it going to go? And now here we have it. Both sides are running face to face into a mortar team there. Archmage now gets some additional mana. And where is this going to be next? Where is that next fight? Here we are. There's not that much white, a fair amount of red, but purple and yellow just still dominating this particular team fight here. And we'll see what will be happening next. Gray units are trying to reinforce. It looks like the Paladin is in the back, but so far Yumiko and Samdan, I do not believe they were ready for this particular strategy. Archmage, Paladin now up. It looked like another Paladin just got leveled as well, so it is going to be a 5-5-3-2, I believe. And now the Archmage still continuing to pressure down, casting an AoE Blizzard spell, but will need to back off here if the Archmage wants to live and fight another day. Archmage is backing away. It looks as though the Spellbreaker has something to say. Yes, said it and whispered it into the Spellbreaker's ear. The Tauren Chieftain did, and now the Tauren Chieftain just living it up. Alright, Tauren Chieftain still making its way over here. Mountain King, Paladin, Archmage now trying to fight, trying to engage. This is not looking good at all, as the mercenaries are even being pulled in. There. Alright, both sides still fighting it up, and we'll see what's going to be happening here. Grunt now trying to back off. Blood Mage now running back down. Holy Light healing it up, and Yumiko still on the run. Is it going to be enough? The Death Knight sitting at level 6 now. Is it going to be able to get off another Death Coil? There's a Holy Light, as the Death Knight trying to run away from the Paladin trying to run away from the Death Knight. Meanwhile, it really feels like Samdan and Yumiko really want to regroup. Alright, Mountain King now getting shut down a bit. Here we go. Here's the... what is the next attack gonna be? Just a sea of purple and yellow squirming across the map. Down over here you see one flying machine pretty much trying to take down that particular building. Meanwhile, more units are on the run. Blood Mage and Paladin very low on hit points. There's another ensnare, and with another ensnare on the Mountain King gonna get surrounded, and then perhaps will break out once more. Alright, still both sides are fighting. Obsidian Statues now coming into play. Where are they going to go? They're trying to walk back into the base. Another Siphon Mana there. And now the Dark Ranger pretty much has stripped away over half or about half of what Yumiko has had left. And Mountain King falls at level 5. And both sides are still trying to stay alive ever so barely. My apologies for not being able to capture that Mountain King falling at level 5. But game 1 goes to BMM and... which is Fly and Ted here on Twisted Meadows. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.